Hispanics are causing panic, baby. Let's do it.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. What a fight! I think Zamora won it. Juan, the Hispanic causing panic, Lascano. Smile. Sammy crashing out. Roll down Rosado.
Hispanics are causing panic, baby. Let's do it.
Thanks to those joining me live and to those that'll be joining me, D-Style Boxing and GFunky on archive. Hit that like button if you listen on the archive right now. Leave a comment below and let us know what you think about any of the topics. We'll be talking about the Hispanic causing panic of the week. USA Boxing announces their Tokyo staff. Dylan Price will be joining us live. Does Barrios have a chance? Since all the roads to Mario Barrios go through him for undisputed, does he have a chance, yes or no? And what does this fight really mean in terms of the belt? Rosario, Lubin, interesting matchup that we definitely talk about. And then, of course, Lomachenko returns after his second loss of his career, and this time against Teofimo, who'll be returning against the dangerous Japanese samurai Nakatani. So we will definitely be talking about that. Great lineup all week, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday we had mano a mano and power punchers, but starting next week, we'll still have mano a mano, followed by HCP Uncensored. Will now be on Mondays. Catch it for the final time on Wednesday. Tomorrow, we'll have the ladies on and hopefully another guest that we're anticipating. Aside from that, tomorrow, the round table. On Thursday, I'm sorry, watch out for that round table and all that good stuff. And after tonight, okay, Al Chile, all right, with A-Rod, GFunky, are you Al Chile? Are you down with Al Chile?
Of course I am, man. But yeah, like D-Style said, we're moving Uncensored to Monday nights. So you guys can call GFunky Mr. Monday Night now, all right?
All right, right. Nice wrestling pun there. Woo! Like that Flair Cobb, is that his name? Right?
Blair Cobb.
Woo!
Yeah,
but they don't walking out to Shawn Michaels' music. They don't walking out to Randy Savage's music. Everything but Ric Flair's music. What's going on, GFunky?
Yeah, I know. Maybe he's saving it for his first championship bout, you know. But I was digging the Macho Man entrance, man. I like that kid. He's exciting. He doesn't mind sticking his chin out there, and he brings entertainment. So what's there not to like about this kid?
There isn't anything not to like that. That's for sure. So I just wanted to give that kid the shout out after you make that wrestling reference. You know what I mean? And maybe we'll have him on Monday nights. You know what I mean? Like maybe. Okay, that's right. Hey, WWE, we're coming for you, man. Your ratings suck anyway. All right.
That's right.
I'll still kill to have those ratings, but it is what it is. Okay. With that said, of course, I have my Sonteo Media clipboard, the Four Kings, and I'm ready to roll, bro. The notes are kind of end this week. You know what I mean? But we'll get through. We'll get through. Hit my like button. Make sure the like button turns blue. Shout out to the boxing historian A-Rod, GFunky doing double duty in the chat. All right, Andre Rodriguez, EJ, Boxing Live, H Money, and everybody out there who's down with HCP, every last body, right? I want to talk about the Hispanic Causin panic of the week, the people have spoken, okay? Now, I want to give a shout out to Isaac Cruz, the pit bull. He did his thing, but he was beat out by Rosado, man. What a win. What a knockout against Spec the Bully. What do you think, GFunky? What you make of his performance?
Well, I think it's well-deserved to be the Hispanic causing panic of the week, Gabriel Rosado. That was unexpected. That's for sure, man. I was thinking, he was at the end of his rope, at the end of his line, but he proved me wrong, and credit to him. What I want to say is this, man, before I talk about Beck the Bully, you got to respect guys like Rosado, he's got a lot of losses. I think he's got 13 losses or something like that. But the facts are this, man. He could have easily just been one of those guys that comes in and just lays down, collects a paycheck, and makes himself a stepping stone for a guy like Beck the Bully. But he came in there and said, no, this kid's going to have to earn it. I'm not just going to lay down. I'm not going to just take – and it kind of looked like that because he went down early. The kid got aggressive on him, and he went down early. And I was thinking, well, here we go. If it's not this round, it's going to be the next round, Turns out that wasn't the case. He said, I'm here to win this thing. I don't care, who you are, who you're supposed to be in the future. I'm still here. And he landed a beautifully timed right hand right on the chin, put this guy clean out, fell face forward into the corner. And it was the right thing for the referee to do to stop that fight. He was still not there. The legs got all stiff. As for Beck the Bully, I want to say this. You definitely got to go back to the drawing board after a loss like this. You got to work on some things, for real. You can't just go in there thinking you're just going to bust every guy out of there, This was a reality check, not just for him, but for all the young prospects out there that think they're just going to, when they get a guy like this, that they're just going to, run right through him. That's not the case. You're going to have to, dot all your I's and cross all your T's in training camp when you're in there with a cagey veteran like Gabriel Rosado. So respect to him, man, for being the HCP Hispanic causing panic of the week.
Hispanic causing panic of the week. The best part was how he set it up. I mean, because he was obviously looking for it. He was looking for that right hand. And Beck the Bully didn't quite catch on to it. Like, it's like, how do you not, like, he missed like a couple right hands before landed that one, Didn't make any adjustments. I think he was too confident on his ability to take a punch, GFunky. Like, I think and sometimes guys don't know they could be knocked the fuck out until it actually happens, and it's like, I thought I could just be tough and not get knocked out. Like, sometimes it's not a choice, ladies and gentlemen. Like, it's not like when you get knocked out, it's like this choice that you're given. You know what I mean? Like you don't get to decide. What a knockout by Gabriel Rosado outside of Philadelphia. Did you see Bernard Hopkins pop out of his seat? Like, bro, he popped out of his seat, dude.
Yeah, he did.
Like, I never seen a 50-year-old just pop out of a seat like that. Like those Cracker Jack. What do you call them? The little boxes they turn like that. Whatever the hell they're called. You know what I mean? And shout out to Tony Boswell, man. I appreciate your membership there, brother. Shout out to the Fight Doctor, JC on here. Shout out to all of you, LDBC rep. What's going on? Gabriel Rosado with a nice setup, nice knockout. And even though I kind of figured, man, he could probably win the fight, I didn't think it would be with a one-punch knockout like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And some people are saying knockout of the year. I still say Valdez is still the front runner right now, in my opinion. But what do you say about that? People saying it's probably the knockout of the year.
It's understandable because it was shocking, man. Rosado's not a guy that's known for his one-punch power like that. So it was shocking to see him lay this kid out like that. So it's understandable why people would think that. But I would have to agree with you. I think that the Valdez knockout of Burchelt is still the front runner right now. This is a close second because, like I said, with Rosado, he's not a power, not known for his power like that. But we still got about a half a year left, man, and we've got two pretty spectacular knockouts so far. So let's, I'm excited to see what happens in the next 6 months here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Shout out to Gabriel Rosado. This is the 62nd edition of Hispanics Causin Panic. It does look like we already have our guest here ready to show up. So let's get it started. You know what I mean? Like that's the way it is, right? The one and the only Dylan Price. How's it going, brother? How you doing?
How you doing, man? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely glad to have you on. Glad you're here. So let's go ahead and get this started here. First of all, I see you have a fight lined up, for the 31st of July.
Yep.
How's everything going in camp right now? How's sparring? How are you feeling?
Oh, man, training camp is going great. Sparring is going great. My conditioning is top notch. So I'm ready to fight right now.
Ready to roll? Okay. Yeah. Hey, man. So no worries about overtraining or nothing like that? Like you're already ready?
No worries. I don't have no worries at all. I'm just focused and dedicated to my craft. And I just can't wait to show what I've been working on come July 31st.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Dylan Price, 13-0, 10 knockouts, super flyweight, right?
Yep.
115 pounds. This is a deep division. Like
Yep.
It's a really deep division.
It is.
How are you with your, do you feel comfortable where you can campaign on this weight for a while, or you be moving up in a couple of years? How's that looking?
Well, I want to say campaign for a while, but I would like to contend for a title at the 115-pound division, and then eventually move up to 118 and stay at that division for a while. But this fight will be at 118.
This fight's at 118. Okay, all right. What do you know about Edwin Rodriguez, your opponent? You know anything about him?
Well, I know he's a very good fighter. Those combinations, and he always comes to fight. So I know I have to bring my A game, but I know that I will bring my A game, and when I bring my A game, I don't believe the fight is going to go the distance.
Ooh, I like that.
As good as he is, I don't believe it'll go the distance.
So you're campaigning around some pretty hot divisions, man. There's a lot of good fighters. And they're all mixing it up too. Right. Out of all those guys, before you move up, which one would you want to get that's at the top of the food chain right now?
It doesn't even really matter to me. I just want when I get to the top of the food chain, whoever's at the top of the food chain with me, that's what I'm looking to fight. Whether it's what weight you talking about, 115 or 118?
Either one, man. Both divisions are really stacked.
Whether it's Juan Estrada, Roman Gonzalez. Talking about the 118-pound division. Yeah. Rashid Warren, Nonito Donaire,
Inoue.
What's the anyway? What's the Cuban? The real good.
Rigondeaux?
I'm sorry. Yeah, Rigondeaux. So there's a lot of top guys in that division, and if they're still there when I get to the top, then I'm coming for all of them. I just want to make the big fights happen so that I can get the big.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, I'm looking at your resume here. For the most part, if not all the time, I mean, you've been fighting in the U.S. Okay, now where you campaign, I mean, there's fighters from Japan, there's fighters from Mexico, there's fighters from all over the world. Would you be willing to go to Mexico if it meant to contend for a title or an eliminator or something like that?
Oh well, if that's what I had to do, I'll fight him in his backyard. It really doesn't matter to me. I had to do what I got to do to get the victory. I'll come in on the B side, or the odds could be stacked against me. I know what I bring to the table. My dad know what I bring to the table. I'm confident in my ability. So just give both of us the right amount of gloves, test us for any banned supplements, and make sure that we both clean, and I'm going to come out on top.
There you go. That's right. Test them. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. So are you for those that haven't seen you fight, describe your style, because these weight classes are known for a lot of action, throwing a lot of punches, right?
Right.
You have guys like Rigondeaux that are not as that, so everyone's different. Right. Describe your style to the fans.
Well, I feel like I'm an active fighter. I feel like I'm a boxer, puncher. I throw punches and bunches. I have speed, good power in both hands, and I come to fight. I bring the
Yeah,
action. Round one.
yeah. I was looking at some of your training footage. It looks like you like to throw a lot of hooks to the body and up close. Like, do you like fighting on the inside?
I can fight on the inside, the outside. Doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, I like those short hooks that you throw. I always like the guys that throw those short shots because, um, those are usually the ones that you don't see.
Right.
And those are always the one that hurts.
Right. 100% right. 100% right.
Now I know you said you could fight, inside out, mid range, outside, but what I want to ask you is, what type of fighter do you prefer to fight? Like, come fight night, do you like fighting aggressive guys, or do you like fighting boxers? What do you like?
It doesn't matter. Aggressive boxers, boxer punches, slick boxers. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. I got the same goal each fight. That's to go in there, make the adjustments that I need to make, figure the guy out in the time period that I have, and get the W.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter to me. I don't even like to think like that, because what if I say I don't like fighting a boxer puncher, but the guy that I'm fighting now is a boxer puncher? So what am I just do? Accept the loss before I even get in the ring? Nah. You got to figure out.
Okay.
I know that's what the greats do. You figure it out. You adjust the style and get it done.
So you mentioned the greats. So what are some of your inspirations in boxing? Like who inspired you?
Floyd Mayweather. I would say Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker. I just like watching winners. Period. Like I've been watching the Michael Jordan series, The Last Dance. So
Okay.
LeBron James, Michael Jordan. Not even just boxing. I like seeing winners. Period. I like watching the great ones. Whether it's boxing, basketball, football. I just love music. I just love seeing great people work.
So you brought up watching Michael Jordan and LeBron James. I want to ask you one off-topic question since you brought it up.
Right.
It's a great debate now, but I roll with Michael Jordan when it comes to who's better. But who, in your opinion, who's better, Jordan or LeBron?
I would say LeBron. But I think LeBron was I think I'm gonna go with LeBron one, because I think he's just as good, if not better, than Michael Jordan, and outside of the basketball court too. He's just such a philanthropist and a nice guy. I mean, it's hard to go against him. I respected Michael Jordan's game on the court, but I just feel like I'm gonna go with LeBron. And he went to the NBA Finals. Me and my dad were just talking about this earlier. He went to the NBA Finals more than Jordan. Jordan went to the finals 6 times. LeBron went like 11. He just won 4. So I mean, if you look at it like that, you know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna go with LeBron. To each his own, though. I mean,
yeah, but that's a good thing I see, because guys like LeBron and Jordan, they're super competitive guys and don't like losing. The work ethic that they put, late nights in the training facilities and stuff like that. Those are very good inspirations to have, and guys look up to. You see yourself, in the gym late night, hitting the bag or doing whatever it is you got to do to perfect your craft.
Right. You're 100% right. I mean, if you love what you do and you want to be great at what you do, you got to put in the overtime.
Yeah. Got to put in that overtime. Now, talk to us about your amateur career, and do you feel your amateur background gives you an advantage as a pro right now over a lot of these guys?
Well, as an amateur, I left the amateurs #1 in the nation and #3 in the world. And do I feel like it gave me an advantage? Not really, because the amateurs, well, that's what a lot of amateurs mess up. The amateurs don't mean nothing in the professionals. Nothing. It's a total different style. You could be 500-0 in it. Look at Lomachenko. You could be 500-0 in the amateurs and not mean nothing in the professionals.
And Salito said, "What's up?" Right?
Yeah, exactly. And Lomachenko is still great. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's a huge difference. So I don't really feel like it gives me an advantage. I just feel like me learning the professional ranks and making adjustments. Me and my dad making adjustments that we needed to make. That's what I feel gives me the advantage now.
Okay, so what you're saying is it's practically like even though they're both boxing, but they're practically 2 different sports, pretty much.
Two total different sports, and it's hard to believe. on the outside looking in. Like if you're an amateur looking to turn pro, it's like, man, I'm going to pick up where I left off in amateur, but it's not the same. Strategies is different. Everything is different. The gloves, no headgear, the rounds. It's just totally different. And that's where a lot of amateurs make that mistake, thinking they're gonna pick up where they left off. It don't work that way.
Right. Okay. A couple of fights ago, you fought a guy, Gutierrez, and you went the distance, 8 rounds. How did you feel after those 8 rounds? Do you feel like you'll be fine doing 12, or are you ready for that?
Now, yes. I feel like I'll be fine doing 12. This is actually my last 8-rounder. Then I'll be moving to 10 rounds. But, yes, I feel great in the 8-rounders. I just feel 100% comfortable in the ring now as a professional. It took me a while, but I got it now, and I feel great.
Okay. I want to ask you something about the amateurs now that it was brought up.
Right.
I had quite a few friends who decided to turn pro. Now, they had amateur careers as well, but I would say about half of them told me that they didn't like fighting amateurs for many reasons, but the one thing I got from pretty much all of them was that they didn't like wearing the headgear for some reason, you know. What was it about the amateurs that was something that you didn't like and you couldn't wait to turn pro?
Well, it wasn't really like I disliked the amateurs. I just I wanted to turn pro right around when Gervonta had signed with Mayweather, and I was seeing all of the shine and the notoriety that he was getting. So I kind of wanted to turn pro for those reasons. I mean, I never really wanted for anything as far as money. My dad always made sure I was well taken care of. But it was really the fame. And I felt like I couldn't get that fame and it being in the amateurs. So that's what really made me want to turn professional. I wouldn't say I disliked the amateurs. I just really wanted to turn pro at that point.
Yeah, there was a lot of my friends they just complained about a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff too, but mostly it was just I don't like the headgear, I can't see with it, and you know. Right. But as far as boxing goes, man, it's such a dangerous sport.
Right.
You know, what was it that made you decide that this is what you wanted to do?
Well, actually, it was a family tradition. My dad basically just pulled me to the side and told me he was going to take me to the boxing gym. I didn't have to love it, but I was going to learn how to fight. Took me to the gym, fell in love with it. Just the day I've been there. The first day he took me, I fell in love with it. Never wanted to stop going. I used to cry. I used to cry when I couldn't go to the gym. If I got bad grades and things like that, that was one of my punishments. I couldn't go to the gym. Yeah, I couldn't go to the gym. I would be devastated.
That's love there, man. You know, but that's what makes it good, you know.
I've kind of heard both sides, and I'll use like these 2 fighters as an example. So Marco Antonio Barrera tells a story that when he first went to the gym, they hit him in the face. He started to cry, and then his dad kind of forced him to go back. And then he, over time, fell in love with it. And then there's the Marquez who said he fell in love with it as soon as he started wrapping his hand. Like he just loved it, right? But where do you stand? Was it like a quick, immediate, like you knew this is what you wanted to do right away, or did you have to kind of fall in love with it as it went on?
I knew this is what I wanted to do right away, but it just felt super familiar. Now, as a kid, my dad was always around boxing. He was actually a professional boxer. Had one pro fight, started a couple businesses. His mom went elsewhere. He was focusing on that, so he decided to leave that alone. But he was always around boxing because he had something called the Cub Glove, and he was managing fighters at the time too. So he had me around guys like Zab Judah, Lennox Lewis, all of the top guys. So when I came back around, it just felt super familiar. So I fell in love with it. Literally the moment I went to the gym. I never want to stop going. I never want to stop. Like I said, I would literally cry when I couldn't go to the gym.
Okay. Now, Alda Boxing in the chat is asking the following. I did check here. I don't see, maybe I'm wrong, I don't see any fights of yours at 112, but apparently the WBA has you ranked 14.
Right.
At 112.
The WBA?
WBA, yeah. So is that a weight you can make at all, or is that like out of the question, 112?
If the money right, I can make any weight. I can make 108. Yeah, money right, I can make any weight. shoot, I can make minimum weight. What is it? What's the minimum weight? Like 105, 106. I can make that. The money, right?
Whatever it is, right? Yeah, there you go. Wow. Yeah, a lot of fights to make here. A lot of interesting matchups for sure. Like Martinez is there, so that's interesting. How many divisions do you believe? And I know it's like maybe too early to ask this, right? Because you're just starting your journey. But how far do you think you'll go? How many weight classes do you think?
I think the highest I got, the middle of my career, I feel like I'll be at 122 by the end of my career, maybe 126. And I'm talking my last 2 fights or something like that.
Right. Okay.
And that, yeah.
Right. Can you explain to the boxing fans out there, because a lot of boxing fans, right, they look at the lower weight classes and they'll say to themselves like, it's only 4 pounds difference. How important are those 4 pounds? Like,
it's a huge difference. If you say that it doesn't make a huge difference, then you don't know boxing, because 4 pounds in boxing can mean a whole fight. You know what I'm saying? It can make a difference in a whole fight.
yeah.
4 pounds is a lot of weight. 2 pounds is a lot of weight in the sport of boxing. So I feel like if you say that, then you never been in the ring, or you haven't experienced what a real boxer's experience, because that's dumb. That's stupid talk. 4 pounds means a lot. That's why I'm in 4 to 5 pounds overweight. You can't even. I don't even think you get disqualified, right? Or I don't even think.
Yeah. It's unfortunately, there's a lot of fans that will say things like, well, who? I mean, they're only separated by 4 pounds. He should move up to like lightweight, or like just stuff like that.
That's why they boxing fans and not boxers. Don't come to me if you've never been in the boxing ring before. I don't want nobody giving me no advice if you never stepped in the ring before, because you could never tell me. You can't tell me nothing. You never stepped in there before. You didn't experience what I've experienced, so you can't tell me that. I cannot go into a doctor's someone. I cannot go in a hospital and the doctor's giving somebody doing a procedure on somebody and tell a doctor what to do, because I never been there before.
Right.
I didn't go to school for that or nothing like that. So you can't tell me what to do unless you've been in that boxing ring. That's how I look.
Right, like, hey, doc, you're using the wrong knife for that heart surgery. Get out of here.
Right.
Yeah, but no, that definitely, and I think that's an important point to definitely hit on about how impressive it is when a guy like Inoue moves multiple divisions, or Chocolatito or Donaire that you mentioned earlier, right? That's a lot, even though, pounds matter more the lower you go in weight. I mean, it's the way it is as far as the percentage and all that. So it was good to hear that, man. Now, as far as the, you as a fighter, do you prefer, like, is there any preference of gloves you like to wear? Like, what type of boxing gloves do you personally like to wear in the ring?
Well, I'm actually wearing a brand. They're actually up and coming, but I love their gloves. They're called I forgot the name. I'm sorry about that. What's the name?
Let's get the name.
What's the name of the gloves that we wearing right now? Duke. What's the name of the gloves that we wearing? Duke's gloves. Yeah, they actually up and coming brand, but I love wearing the gloves. They feel great, and yeah, I like them. I like them a lot. So I would say Duke's gloves.
Okay, an up and coming glove. Okay, that's great. That's great.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So I want to ask you this too. Now that we're talking about the weights and stuff, we hear this a lot here on YouTube.
All right.
Fans say things like, I don't want to watch those little guys. They're little. They'll even go as far as to disrespect these weight classes and say things like, well, this guy is only 100 and something, 110, 150. I could whoop him. Like what do you say to what would you say to fans that say something like that?
Come with me.
Like they never show up to the gym, huh? Like they never.
Come with me. But to be honest, I see all of those comments on my social media and things like that. I don't pay that stuff anymore, because I know if they see me in person, they'll ask for a picture or something like that. So,
right.
usually say stuff like that, all they looking for is a response, and I can't. You know what I'm saying? What's the number? They just fans. Fans love attention.
All right. Well, what's like if you don't mind telling, what are some names you sparred? You know.
I sparred T. Warren,
Okay.
Stephen Fulton. It was really the two top name guys that I sparred, and it was great work for both of them. Rasheed Warren, I sparred him, I believe 19, excellent sparring. And I recently sparred Stephen Fulton, my last track. That was great. He was out with me last fight.
Now you did.
Hard to get boxing. I always got to go up and wait, things like that.
Okay. Now you did mention, earlier, when we asked you like what, who influenced you, and you mentioned the winners, right? And you even mentioned LeBron James and some other fighters. But in boxing, right? Because I agree with you, LeBron James is a winner. He may not have won every final, but he's still a winner, But in boxing, there seems to be this obsession with the O, right? Now nobody wants to lose. I get that, but are you concerned about losing that O? About getting a loss on your record?
I was thinking about that today. That was my problem. I was so afraid of losing that it would affect my performance. And I just feel like now I'm not afraid of losing because I feel like if I do everything I'm supposed to do in the training, I won't lose. And I really like that lately, and I feel like that's so that I feel like changed my performance alone, my mentality. I'm not afraid to lose at all. No, I'm not.
Okay, that's good, man, because I feel like there's a lot of guys out there right now that are afraid. But like the thing is this, like, you have to understand, like, you're not always going to win, you're not always going to be successful, but if you're scared to lose, then I feel like you don't deserve to win at that point,
Exactly. You got to dare to be great. And like you said, a lot of people are afraid of that. I'm not afraid of that. I'm looking to go up against the best. I feel like I'm the best, and somebody else feel like they're the best. Let's make the fight happen to see who's the best. And you win, you win. You lose, you lose. As simple as that.
What separates Dillian Price from everyone else in your division? What's something you got that nobody else got?
Speed, power. Everybody had that. I just feel like I had a determination to drive, and I felt like I wanted more than anybody in my division. Not even just in my division, in the sport of boxing. I feel like I have an obsession with the sport of boxing. I don't drink. I don't party. My life is literally revolved around boxing. So yeah, that's what I feel.
Okay.
I really don't have. This is all I do.
Sometimes I see guys win fights with determination alone, so that's something strong to have, that's for sure.
But I mean, I got the skill, I got the speed, and I got the power, but it's a lot of people that had it.
Right.
Person that had it. I feel like I'm a special fighter. I really do. But I just feel like that's the difference between me and other fighters. On my off time, when I'm in training camp, when I'm not in training camp, all I do is train. Travel and train. No partying, no drinking, no smoking. No going to the club.
Man. Sacrifice right there.
Yeah, sounds like the recipe for success, man. Keep that up.
Thank you.
I do want to say that Christine Lopez, aka In the Ring with Christine, says hi. All right.
How you doing?
Yeah, she wants to give you a shout out there.
Shout out. How you doing? I want to thank my Heavenly Father, Yahuwah, too, and my father, Dave Price. Without them two, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I got to give thanks to both of them, especially my Heavenly Father. Super, super thankful.
That's right.
Now, in boxing, especially the last few years, a lot of father-son duos have been very successful. Does that give you confidence? Is that something you look at and say, like, this is a winning formula right here? Because I don't think you could find anybody you could trust more than your own father,
Exactly. Well, me and my dad knew it was we were going to win before there even was a winning formula. I had trust in my dad. I believed in my dad. And I knew he was probably one of the only ones, if not the only one, that knew what's best for my boxing career. So I always put all my trust and faith into him. And he handles all of the business outside of the ring. I do what I'm supposed to do inside of the ring. It's gonna be good. Good to go.
Okay. Now I want you to kind of think about this, right? Let's say we could somehow right now forward time 20, 30 years, and there's a book about you, right? When someone's finished with that book, what do they want? What do you want people to come out like saying about you?
That's a good question. I want people to say that Dylan Price was one of the greatest to ever do it. He changed the Price name. The Price name is going to be forever remembered because of him. He took care of his entire family. He employed all of his friends. And people just loved him. He made such an impact inside the boxing ring and outside the boxing ring. He put his religion on the mat. So yeah, that's what I look for. Even more important than the boxing, I say this in a lot of interviews, more than the world titles, my goal is to take care of my dad, take care of my little brother, my two older sisters, my older brothers, just my family. My goal is to put them up so they don't have to worry about anything. And like I said, put my religion on the map, get my religion more out there. And that's really it, man. I mean, I just feel like boxing is the start. This is just a starter to where I'm going. This is not where I'm going to finish off. Boxing will give me that name that I need to get to push my religion more, to put my family up. So that's how I look at it.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, what is your?
I'm a Hebrew. I'm a Hebrew.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we have a Hebrew Israelite in the chat, the boxing historian out there. So
yeah.
Not. Say it again. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What's going on? Who was in the chat? What's his name?
The boxing historian. He's a Hebrew.
All right, boxing historian. What's going on?
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. So, have you ever, like, you watch these guys on TV and you might face them in the future, but have you ever had a dream about, like, have you ever woken up and you had a dream about fighting Inoue or something crazy like that?
Well, I have visions all the time. No, I actually did. I had a vision that I fought Jerwin Akash for my first world title fight.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Dominated him from round 1 to 12.
Man. Now, you kind of already said it, but do you think that's a dream or a vision?
I think it's a vision. I have visions all the time. If you go back and watch some of the interviews, I said I was going to stop my opponent in the second round, and the referee was going to wave in the towel. This was weeks before the fight, and that's exactly what happened. And I'm telling y'all that I'm going to stop this guy between the sixth and the 8th, 6th to the 8th. Going to be late in the fight, but I'm going to stop him later in the round. So, like I said, my Heavenly Father gives me visions all the time. Some people may not believe me, it's all right, but you could just go back and look at the facts. Like I said, I told all of the reporters exactly what was going to happen in the last fight, and everything I said happened. And I'm telling y'all what's going to happen in this fight.
There you go.
Yep.
Dylan Price doesn't dream; he envisions. Now you're from Philadelphia, or that's where you were born, right?
Philadelphia.
There's that old saying that like every Philadelphia fighter has like that little fight in them. Like they'll get in a scrap even when they don't have to. Do you have that in you?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I feel like a lot of that though was comes from my little man complex.
Okay.
Yeah, so that follows me in the ring. Like if I feel like somebody a little tall or something, I feel like I got a little extra to prove. So I feel like that helps me in boxing actually, because it gives me that mean streak. So yeah, I'm fine with it. But I got more control over the years outside the boxing ring, because it was really a problem for me in the past.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you have another question, GFunky?
No, I think he's answered. I mean, he said a lot, and I've been impressed with some of the things I've been hearing here. Seems like you're on the right track. Just stay focused, man. And I think what you said staying away from the partying and the drinking and stuff like that, man, that could mess you up real quickly. And we've seen a lot of talented fighters just kind of throw things away when it comes to that. So just I love hearing that from the young fighters.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And Dylan Price, tell everybody where they could find you on social media and anything else you want to say to the fans listening out there.
Dylan the Real Deal Price. You can follow me on Instagram at Dylan the Real Deal Price. To all of the fans out there, thank y'all for tuning in. I want to thank y'all for having me. With the fans, to the fans, without y'all, there wouldn't be no us. So thank y'all. Keep tuning in. Keep supporting me. I'll fight for y'all. I'll see y'all July 31st.
Yeah, and one more message from Christine. She says, please tell him I said he was when you were in camp with them and you were excellent in and out of the ring, and she's a huge fan. So
tell Miss Christine I said what's going on. Nothing but love.
Yeah, she's listening, so she's out there.
Yeah.
So that's right. All right. Hey, thanks for coming on, Dylan Price. And if anything else you wanted to add there?
No, that was it. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
For having me.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to have you back in the future, and you have a good one, brother.
Definitely. Have a good
Good
one.
luck, man.
All right, take care.
Yeah. There you go. The one and the only Dylan Price, bro. Great kid.
Yeah, man. Really, really good kid.
Yeah, really good kid for sure. You know what I mean? Transparent, honest, and that's what you like to hear. You know what I mean? And I've been telling you guys to stop talking about the little weight classes now. Okay, out here like, oh, they're little. It's only 4 pounds. Like, okay, he told you, right? Speaking of Christine, I want to read this. This is from Boxing Scene. By the way, this is 62 episodes. Everybody, shout out to Boxer Girl, Andre Rodriguez, No Pa Boxianos. Everybody in the chat, hit the like button. And just to kind of, this is from Boxing Scene. This is a story from by Random Hits. That's how they published it there, right? And here's a team. Bill Walsh from Colorado will lead the Americans in USA Boxing's head as the head coach, with the national strength and conditioning coach, Jose Polanco, right? As well as assistant coaches, Joe Guzman and Jeff Mays in Tokyo. Tim Back, Mark Gargaro, and Christine Lopez will serve as assistant coaches to support the team during its camp in Japan, ladies and gentlemen. Out there. So shout out to Christine. Any thoughts on this, GFunky, before we proceed?
Oh man, just super excited and happy for Christine. She's a big supporter of HCP, and make sure you guys all tune in tomorrow. We're gonna have her on Uncensored tomorrow, so make sure that you're there.
Absolutely, make sure you're there and be square. Hit my like button. All right, let's start off with this one, GFunky. Rosario versus Lubin. All right. Lubin's been on a winning streak, but he did get knocked out by Charlo a couple fights ago, and Rosario, as we know, got knocked out with a jab to the body. Right, started all types of conspiracy theories after that, but yeah. But hey, they're gonna fight. It's a co-main event on the pay-per-view this Saturday. What do you make of this fight, man? And what's your prediction? Who do you believe will come out on top?
This is a good fight, man. I like both guys. Like you said, both guys have been stopped before, so that should make for an interesting fight. I have to say this, man. As much as I like Banana Rosario, he's very exciting, big puncher. Man, only problem is I just don't trust his chin, and that was the one thing that made me decide to go with Charlo in the last fight. When we did our picks for that one, I thought it was a pretty evenly matched fight. Both guys brought some good things to the table, but I just think at the end of the day, it was his chin, man. He just, he gets hit, and then this time he gets hit in the stomach with a jab, and he starts convulsing on the ground. A little bit scary there for a minute, but yeah, that's the one thing, man, that I just. It's tough to pick him because, especially when he's in there with a guy like, someone that's really good on his level. I'm gonna have to roll with Lubin for this one, but man, I think it's a good fight. this guy's always this guy Rosado is always an entertaining fight. So I'll be looking forward to that one more than the main event. That's for sure.
You know what killed Rosario? Now, don't get me wrong. Jamal caught him with some big shots upstairs, knocked him down, right? But I felt like, he was like, okay, I could take these. But the ones he couldn't take was the body shots, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, Lubin has a killer straight to the body when he has somebody against the ropes. So if I'm Rosario, he's got to stay out of the ropes, okay? Mark my words, Lubin will be landing straight to the body if Rosario gets against the ropes, okay? And at some point, it's inevitable. It's going to happen, even if it's not for most of the fight at points. That can happen. And I do think Lubin, I think it's like they know whether it's true or not. Like, I think there's a sense of, okay, this dude's soft to the body. He didn't take it so well. So if I target it, and I think that's what Lubin's going to do. Lubin's an underrated body puncher, in my opinion. Like I said, good straight to the body. I think at the very least he will slow down Rosario. I'm going to have to go with Lubin. Also, shout out to Punch Drunk, who was out with Lubin and his trainer, and he did a nice montage. Everybody check that out with Mr. Moonshine, Punch Drunk Boxing.
That's right.
A great little montage there. So I want to give him a shout out. He's out there in Florida. You know what I mean? But what do you think Rosario needs to do to get this win, GFunky? Like, what, if anything, like, what do you believe is the, his path to victory? He needs to do what?
Man, I think honestly, really he should try to shorten the fight. I think he should really try to come out and jump on Lubin early. Try to catch him with something big early while he might not be as warm, because I think as the fight goes on, and he tends to get a little bit tired, which he does too. I noticed that in a lot of his fights. And that's, I think, because he throws a lot of hard punches, if he doesn't get you out of there, he's going to start to get tired. So I think it would be best for him to just try to jump on this guy early, because down the stretch, I think he's going to start getting hit with some more cleaner and cleaner shots, and then he might just go out. We just don't know. I mean, at any time, he can get clipped with something and be out of there and be in the fight, and just all of a sudden be out of there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was just like a freak. I don't want to call it an accident. The jab landed. It was no accident, but I don't know. It was just like a freak occurrence. You know what I mean? Like when he hit him to the jab to the body, I don't know. It was just like a freak. It just landed right in the sweet spot at a certain angle, certain whatever it was. And maybe it's never going to happen again. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I think Lubin's going to attack the body. But I do agree with you. I think blitz Lubin. You know what I mean? Like blitz him. Just go for it. You know what I mean? It may not work, but I think that's his best shot. I don't think he's going to outbox Lubin. You know what I mean? So he's got to go out there, blitz him, and just see where it goes. You might hurt Lubin early, and then Lubin's the one trying to come back from behind. You may have to take some middle rounds off if you don't take him out, but at the very least, you get a hot start. That's what I would do. I'm Rosario, man. I don't allow Lubin to use that straight to the body, which I think he will use. I would smother his shots, make it ugly in there. Rosario's strong for the weight too. Go in there, you use your strength. Not that Lubin's not strong himself, but just blitz him. Go in there, blitz him. High action and worry about the second half if you get there. When it gets there, try to take it out early. Try to make it a short night. You know what I mean? Like Balboa did, bro, against Clubber Lang. Like they knew. Like what did they tell him? You only got 7 rounds. I don't know what it was, but they had a certain window of time. So that's what they got to do, bro. I'm just telling you right now.
Yeah, I agree, man. Get on him early, jump on him early, try to hurt him with something early. That's what I think, man. But I don't know, man. I just can't trust that guy's chin. I just can't do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, shout out to Haplotype in the building, JC in the building, Boxing Girl in the building, Shoe Shine 408 in the building as well. No Pa Boxiano saying Al Chile, and that'll be after this show with A-Rod. So everybody, make sure you stay tuned to that. Tomorrow, of course, uncensored and all that good stuff, okay? We're talking several topics here, but right now we're going to go ahead and move on to this one, GFunky, right? It's right there, bottom left, GFunky. Davis Rosario. Now, obviously, we feel about the fight, but here's the question. Do you believe Mario Barrios has a decent shot. Right? Everyone has a shot, so I don't want to make it too. Does he have a decent shot to pull off the upset against Gervonta Tank Davis on Saturday?
No, I don't think so. I think that's exactly why they picked this kid. He's very green still, and often us boxing fans, we say things like this: "Well, who's this guy beat? You know, tell me who he beat." Well, the thing with Barrios is this. Yeah. The thing with Mario Barrios is this. We can't even ask that question because he hasn't fought anybody. He literally hasn't fought anybody. Like, I don't even know how he's got that regular WBA title, but
right.
I mean, I just don't know enough about the kid. We haven't seen him in there with anybody yet to where we could really know what this kid's about. Not until Saturday night. He'll finally be in there with somebody that's actually good. And to me, I think that's got disaster written all over it for Barrios. Yeah, he's big. Yeah, he's got the reach. But I just don't think he's good enough, man. I mean, who knows? He might be. Maybe he is, and we'll find out Saturday. But you guys know I like to bet money on fights sometimes, man. I cannot put my money on a guy that's got this many questions that need to be answered, you know? Like I said, we don't know much about the kid because he hasn't fought anybody. Nobody's really tested this guy yet. So I don't think there's any reason for any Tank fans to be worried unless something dramatic happens here, you know, kind of like with Gabe Rosado over the weekend. Something like that would have to happen, I think, for him to win this fight. I don't see it. And I want to say this before I pass the mic back to you. The disrespect that's being thrown out there to the undisputed light welterweight champion, super lightweight champion, Josh Taylor, is just amazing to me. This guy is literally undisputed. He's got all the belts. Yet they're promoting this fight as a world championship fight for the WBA World Championship. This is just flat out disgusting, guys. I mean, just disgusting. And if nobody wants to talk about it, I'm going to fucking talk about it, all right? Because guess what? If Tank Davis had all the belts and was undisputed in a division, and they were taking some regular belt for that somebody was fighting for and say, yeah, this is for a world championship in this division, these guys would be blowing their fucking top. I mean, their smoke be coming out their ears and everything. They'd be so pissed off about that. But they're okay with it here, you know? That's just fanboy 101 right there. Just ignore all the other shit, right? Ignore the fact that we got an undisputed champion at 140 pounds. I mean, this is a joke. This is an absolute joke. And I just don't even know what else to say about it, man.
Really quick for everyone listening right now, every Monday, mano a mano on Maestro A. You guys got to subscribe. Make sure you do that. And then, of course, yesterday we had Power Punches. That's at Calix Boxing, right? But next week, starting next Monday, uncensored every Monday, okay? All right, that's right. Tuesday, HCP podcast will still be right here. Al Chile, all right, with A-Rod after HCP. And, of course, tomorrow we're going to have HCP Uncensored with the ladies, but after every Wednesday we'll be having women crushing it Wednesdays. That's on In the Ring with Christine, right? And then after that we'll have Power Punches with Calix, and of course every Thursday it's a round table followed by a round table overtime. So I want to go ahead and put that out there. Mario Barrios, you know what I mean? Like it reminds me of like Maria del Barrio. Remember that novela, GFunky? You remember that shit? Mario del Barrio. Like, you know what I mean? He's a major underdog, bro. He's going to come out, do his thing. The question is, and I want to know what the chat thinks. Shout out to Blood Boxing, Calix, Snowpaul, Chicano Prophet, JC, Andre Rodriguez, right? Boxing Girl, everybody at the Boxing Historian. Shout out to you guys. The question is, can Mario Barrios, Mario del Barrio, can he beat Tank Davis? Like, does he have a legitimate shot? Not a fluke. Not. Does he have a legitimate shot to win? Mario GFunky is shaking his head. He's saying no, right? I don't think Mario Barrios is going to win this fight. I just don't. And I'm hoping he wins. Don't get me wrong now, right? I'm hoping he wins the fight, but I don't think he won the fight with Akhmedov. Remember that fight? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think he won that fight. It was close. I'm not going to say either or. He beat Ryan Carl, okay, but now he's going to be fighting Tank Davis. If you look at this guy's resume, he hasn't really fought like a very high level of competition. Like, you know what I mean? And so I only have a few fights to go by. Tank Davis is going to knock out Mario Barrios, right? Mario Barrios is going to knock him to hell, GFunky. You know what I mean? I'm going to have the JR clip ready. Like, oh my God, he sent him to hell. Like, he's going to send him to hell, bro. Okay? Because I understand everyone gets hit, but Mario Barrios gets hit flush, and he gets hit flush a lot. Okay? That's not the style to have if you're going to beat a Tank Davis. We can say what we want about Tank Davis. It's just that's not what to have. Okay? I got Tank Davis by 6-round stoppage. I think he sends Mario Barrios to hell. I think the win, it's an okay win. You know, because here's the trap. People keep asking me, well, you don't think it's a good win? Like, it's a good win. It's just not a championship win. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's not beating the champion or a champion of the division. Okay? He just isn't. I wouldn't favor Mario Barrios against Ramirez. I wouldn't favor him against Tater. I wouldn't favor him against Prograis. I would favor Cepeda. I would favor a lot of guys over Mario Barrios. Okay? So like, that's the truth. Now, is he a top 10 guy? Like Mighty Max is saying in the chat? You couldn't make that argument. I mean, definitely. Let's say he is. It's a good win. It just isn't what they're making it out to be. They're telling people that Tank is beating the best in every division when they do these, PPC shows, right? He's not beat, like he's skipping over a lot of competition here, right? It's a good win, sure. It's just he's just not beating the top guys. He hasn't beat the top guys at 135, not even close. He hasn't beat the top guys at 140. And guess what? We got people out here that put Tank on freaking pound for pound list. But he hasn't beaten anybody that warrants being put on the pound for pound list. Right? We have Leonard Allerby out here saying like he thinks he got it, GFunky. You know what he said?
What did he say this time?
Oh, but it counted when Canelo beat Rocky Fielding. Hey, GFunky, what did HCP say about Canelo winning the belt against Rocky Fielding?
Boop. Thumbs down. 2 thumbs down. All right.
Did we call it a real championship?
No, we did not.
We did not.
Nobody.
We didn't
nobody
go by that
around here said that shit. Yeah.
That's not what we said. We said he won the regular championship, the real champion. At the time, what a lot of people were saying, right? What was that? That the tall dude, what's his name? Smith. That Smith was the real champion. Now, once Canelo beat him, they forgot to say all that, and all of a sudden it didn't matter and all that, right? But at the end of the day, it'll be a good win, right? But I can't put it up there with, like, let me just say this one last thing, GFunky. Someone said that this win will be more impressive than Teofimo Lopez beating Lomachenko. Like,
yes.
We're going by, like, it's one thing to say it's a good win, it's another thing to say, oh, this surpasses anything any lightweight's done.
Look, here's the exactly, yes. Here's the thing. This is not a more impressive win than Teofimo beating Lomachenko. Okay, it's just not. It's not even close. Can you make an argument against guys like Ryan in his best win against Luke Campbell, Devin Haney over Linares, and anybody else you want at 135, right? Or at least the young prospects. Yeah, you can make a case for those guys, but not Teofimo. Not even close. And here's another thing I want to say. This same guy who said that is all about the big fights. We want to see the big fights. So we
It's
don't
a big
care.
fight, bro.
You know?
Like, dude, I'm telling you, it's a huge fight. Barrios versus Tank. Tank's a pay-per-view star, brother. He's on pay-per-view.
Well, let me tell you like this, man. For a guy who always wants the big fights, like, when is Tank going to give us that big fight then? Like, he's fighting guys that nobody wants to see him fight. Like, who's calling, like, you know what? I think the next fight I want to see that should be on pay-per-view is a must watch is Gervonta Davis versus Mario Barrios. Nobody said that. Nobody said, you know what? The next fight I want to see on pay-per-view that's must watch is Gervonta Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz. Like, nobody said that. He's always fighting these guys that nobody wants to see him fight. We want to see him fight. If he's going to be at 130, we want to see him fight Shakur, Valdez, Burchelt. We want to see him fight Colbert, right? All these guys are at 130 and anybody else. Jojo Diaz, whoever. You know, at 35, I want to see him fight Teofimo, Haney, Ryan, Loma. I mean, we've been wanting to see him fight Loma. He's been running for years from Loma. So, I mean, I just want to know, when is this guy going to fight somebody that we actually want to see him fight? That's what I want. Him beating, smoke and mirrors here, you know?
Him beating Mario Barrios erases all that. Because it's a bigger accomplishment than anything Teofimo Lopez has done, than any of these like lightweights have done. Him winning this fight. But let me just tell you guys this, and this is how I know a lot of you are shooting blanks. Okay, if Mario Barrios beats Tank Davis, okay, no one is gonna put this dude in the top 5 pound for pound. Nobody. No. Okay. Oh, he just beat Tank. We gotta put him up there in the pound for pound list. Ain't nobody gonna do it. Okay. Nobody. And if they do, they're capping hard. Okay? Hard. Okay? Blanks. Pop. You got nothing. All right? GFunky, are you buying this pay-per-view, though?
Well, you guys know I buy a lot of pay-per-views. And I bought every single PBC pay-per-view last year. But unfortunately, I'm not buying this one. No. I'm not going to buy it.
Whoa.
No. I feel
Mario Barrios, bro, in Azteca, bro.
Again, I feel like the disrespect towards the man, the undisputed champion at 140 pounds, that really turned me off. All right, Josh Taylor, they're acting like Barrios is a real champion when he's not.
Who the hell's that guy? Well, what are you talking about?
Right, what? That's how they're acting. Like, who? There's an undisputed champion at 140? Oh, jeez, this is breaking news, you know. But no, I'm not gonna get it, man. It's no, it turned me off big time. Just call it what it is, you know. Tank's moving up.
What are you talking about? What do you mean, Josh? Who?
Joshua Taylor, bro. Josh Taylor. He just beat
that's WWE stuff. Like, Tank's a real boxer. He's gonna fight the real champion. You watch the movie, bro. It was a movie on ESPN, bro.
Right. Yeah.
You know, but Minimax said it here. Lubin Rosario. I mean, that's a good fight. You know, I want to see that. Yeah. That's probably one of the best co-main events, and it's not saying much, but it's one of the best co-main events boxing has put on pay-per-view in a while. You know what I mean? That is in my opinion, but you know, what are you gonna do?
Good fight, yeah.
A shout out to Loyal Roots, loyalroots.com, the sponsor. All right, go there, get your apparel, all that good stuff. Loyalroots.com. GFunky, how fly is the Loyal Roots apparel, bro?
Man, I love it. You guys see me rocking it sometimes here on HCP. So make sure you go to the website and check it out, man. He's got something for just about everybody, man. So shout out to the sponsor, Loyal Roots.
And what if Mario Barrios walks out with Loyal Roots apparel? Will you buy the pay-per-view then?
I might have to. Yes, I might have to.
What if Tank walks out, Loyal Roots? You know what I mean? What will you do? You gotta buy it then, brother. You gotta.
Yeah, I'll have to send out an email to LB like, "Hey, man, bro, get Davis to wear this." You know.
That's right. And by the way, you could get this at Tree Spring. I'm just saying. I mean,
There you go. Yeah. This one as
hey,
well.
that's right. That's right. Hey, retro boxing. That's blood. He says Allerby uses Raid as deodorant for flight control. What do you think?
That's hilarious, Blood.
What's going on over here? What's going on over here?
Hey,
Hey,
LRB's a funny guy sometimes, man.
Before we get to Loma returning against Nakatani, we're going to talk about that. But first, what's all the hate from Marleen Esparza, bro? Like, what's going on? Like, I know how you feel about tell me how you felt about that fight, right? And then I'll ask you the next way. But how do you feel? How did you feel about the fight?
Thought it was a good fight, man. I enjoyed that one. A lot of action. She got dropped, I believe, in the first round. So she got up and made a fight. You know, they made it a war, and that's what we all like. All the boxing fans like to see a nice back and forth war every now and then. You know, so this was it. So for a lot of you guys out there that are looking for a good female fight to watch, make sure you check that one out. Esparza versus Zamora, good fight. I felt like Zamora won the fight though, close fight. But I felt like she won it. I felt like, she was the more effective aggressor, in my opinion. And I felt like Esparza was, not really landing a lot clean. It looked good, but I don't feel like there were clean shots, in my opinion. And I feel like the knockdown is really what separated the two. Sure. Good fight, though. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, people were booing and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know these style. We're gonna have to do something about that, bro. They can't be booing people like that. When other fighters boo,
it's a good thing. Let me tell you something. You don't boo Marleen Esparza, we're gonna throw hands, brother. Okay, did you hear me? No, but in all seriousness, look. I scored it for Marlene. I got to be honest. I scored it for Marlene. I scored it 7 rounds to 5. Yes, there was a knockdown, but you still win if you win. So instead of 115, 13, it's 114, 113. So I still had her winning. I thought it was close, and if somebody had Zamora winning, I'm not even disputing that. It was close enough to where you could give it to Zamora, but the hate she gets, bro, it's like Mean Girls, okay? And I hope tomorrow, when we have the girls on, I want their perspective on this. So, but here's the thing, what's with all the hate, bro? Like you don't have to like her, but be a little objective at least. Don't make it so obvious. I felt she beat Sulem, right? Got to keep it honest, right? I was rooting for Sulem because she came on the show and all that, but I felt she beat her, and then all these female boxers came out like, oh, Sulem got robbed. I even saw some say that bitch didn't win and stuff like that. I'm like, what the fuck is going on over here? Now I don't know, but maybe Marlene has said some things that rubbed them the wrong way. But Denise Estrada even told her at a press conference, "Well, this is why nobody likes you," and this and that, and Marlene told her, well, why don't y'all get together and go talk about me or something? You know what I mean? I guess. But where's the support for the women? Where's the support? Where's the congratulations, in other words? Even if you don't agree with the decision, she won the world champ title, right? Where's the congratulations for Marlene? Right? Well, why is it all, I don't think she did shit. Marlene, I mean, she has an amateur style. She just throws punches like nothing. She just flails away. And I saw all these technical like breakdowns and criticisms, right? But they were praising the blonde bomber after she got her fucking ass kicked by Shannon Courtney, bro. Now what the blonde bomber? You would have thought the blonde bomber won. You know what I mean? She got her ass kicked in that fight. Let's got to keep it on. I think Shannon Courtney put it on her. I don't think the fight was that close. It was competitive, but I don't think it was close scoring wise, And look, she showed heart and all that, but where's the support for Marlene? I keep hearing, support the women. I see nothing but hate from Marlene, bro. That's all I see. Honestly, all I see is Marlene. They all swear that Sulem was robbed. They all swear that now this girl got robbed. Marlene didn't deserve. She never deserves a victory in their eyes. It's dude, just give her some credit. You know what I mean? Like, because since when are we so like? Are we really gonna like criticize women boxing like that? Like, am I really hearing? Oh, she just throws a lot of punches with no power behind them. When, GFunky, what do most women fights look like?
They kind of look like this, might not as entertaining as this one, but yeah, they're all usually pretty good scraps. And that's a good point you brought up about how everybody was praising the blonde bomber for fighting through that big giant mouth she had on her eye. But she got her ass kicked that fight. Like, there's no doubt about it. She lost that fight. This fight here was close. You can argue that either fighter won. I just felt like the other girls was more effective, had the more effective aggression in the fight and landed the harder shots. But I don't know, man. I think maybe it's just, again, I feel like a lot of boxing fans don't like the boxing style. The hit and not get hit. Utilize the ring, the size of the ring, move around, set traps for your opponents. I just don't think a lot of fight fans appreciate that style, for whatever reason. Like, I personally like it. I don't have an issue with it. But I just really think that this just, I don't know what it is with boxing fans. They just don't like it,
Yeah. Now I will say I do feel Sinise Estrada won their fight, so I don't know what you're talking about historian, but it was competitive, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, she was in robbed. But I don't want to defend her that much now, But I don't know, man. I just feel like a lot of them will say things, and some of them told me behind the scenes like, oh, because she I just don't like what she said about so and so, and it becomes like this like thing that's not how you score a fight, That's not how you judge a fight afterwards because you don't like her. Or like who cares about all that, If you feel right the other girl won, then you could explain it to us the way GFunky explained himself and how he scored it. You never heard him say, because I really don't like Marlene. Like, she talks a lot of shit. And you know what I mean? It's like he didn't say any of that. It was just that I saw the fight. I felt this girl did more, and that's it, right? You didn't hear, and then like, I don't know, like Marlene gets on my nerves, the way she throws punches, and she thinks she's all that, and then she doesn't even have power behind her punches, like just stuff like that, dude. Like what does that even mean? Yeah, Michaela Mayer doesn't have power behind her punches. I saw them just congratulate the shit out of her, So I'm just saying, right? Do they hate her because she was like remember when they first went to the Olympics? She was the one promoted the most. She was the one on Nike commercials, and you know what I mean? And she won a bronze medal, by the way. It's not like she didn't do anything, but
yeah.
Maybe it's that, bro. They hate her because they ain't her.
Maybe, yeah. There might be a little animosity there for the push that she got early in her career, but yeah, I feel like when people make it personal, then I just can't take your scorecard serious. Like, oh, well, she says this, or she does that, or she acts like this or that. Like, that's a part of sports, man. We see it all the time, not just in boxing, but other sports. You see the cockiness, the confidence, the trash talk, the playing of the head games and stuff like that. That's all part of competition, man. You got to leave that out of it, man, and just score the fight. That's really all it is.
You got to leave emotion out of it. That's for sure. But hey, nonetheless, congratulations to Marlene. She won. She's not the judge. You know what I mean? So, I'm just saying. Let's talk about the Matrix, GFunky. You know what I mean? Let's talk about the Matrix. He's coming back. Some people are saying there's a glitch in the Matrix. There obviously was in the last fight, but nonetheless, the Matrix is back. You know what I mean? It's still here. And he's going to come back against Nakatani. Ooh, the samurai fight. Warrior, you know what I mean, who just slayed Verdejo, you know what I mean, applied pressure on Verdejo and finished him, you know what I mean, and you can, if you're mad about it, I could throw you a $20 bill, it's all good. But look, right, here's what I'll say. I believe that this is not going to be that big of a deal. I think Loma's going to style on him. I think Loma's going to look spectacular. I think he's going to work the body. I think he's going to punish the body. He's going to pivot out of the way. I don't think Nakatani has the speed, especially the footwork, to keep up with Loma. The one thing Teofimo had was the footwork to keep up with Loma, to throw that hook when Loma was trying to circle out of the way. He had the hand speed that surprised people. And we told everybody, look, don't be surprised. The footwork's there. The hand speed's there. You know, I understand, like look at the Magdaleno fight. Oh, no, but that was Jesse. That wasn't Jesse, though. Well, you were wrong, and I was right, and my breakdown was right. But nonetheless, okay? But that was Jesse, though, not Diego. Like, okay. I mean, that was Diego, not Jesse, right? Well, is that what people would say? Oh, that's that. But anyway, he's in a style on him. He's going to hit that body. He's going to hurt him to the body. What do you think?
Ooh, this is a good fight, man. I'm really looking forward to this one. Nakatani with the height, the reach. We know that he's a tough son of a bitch, man. Tough as nails, this guy. Brings he has a lot of, like I said, physical advantages over Lomachenko. Will he be able to utilize those physical advantages, though, is the question, because we know Loma is a hell of a boxer. Once he's on a roll, he's got the footwork going, and he's got the hands, have the volume up, that throwing the hands, the speed. This guy's a tough guy to beat. Shout out to Teofimo for beating him in his last fight. Beating both guys, for a matter of fact. Here's what I want to say, man. Looking at the odds, I looked at the odds, man. Maybe I read it wrong. I don't know. Somebody out there, I know Calix is in the chat. Maybe you could tell me, but I seen Nakatani at plus 800. And I'm thinking, holy shit. Like plus 800. If
Save
that's
your
the
money.
case, I might have to drop some money. I mean, just a little bit of money on Nakatani, because that's a nice white envelope for GFunk if he comes through. Here's what I'm going to say, though, man, as far as who I think is going to win. Style-wise, this is a hell of a matchup, How is Loma going to deal with the height and the reach of Nakatani, and how will Nakatani deal with the footwork and the volume of a Lomachenko? Tough fight to break down, man. But here's what I'm going to say. I think both guys are going to find success in this fight. I think it's going to be a very entertaining fight. I think you're going to see Loma look good in spots, look very good in spots. But, man, one thing with Loma is this, man. He's getting up there in age, He's in his mid-30s now, so he's no spring chicken. He's been getting injured a lot. He's coming off of surgery again. This is already, I think, his second shoulder surgery that he's had already. And that's not a good sign, man. Especially for a guy who throws his hands and throws punches for a living. Those are not good signs. Now, the same could be said for Nakatani. He's been put in the hospital a couple times after fights, walking through hellfire and brimstone like The Undertaker, or Kane, I should say. So both guys got a pass of I guess you could say getting injured or whatnot. So this is a tough fight to predict, man. Really, really tough, But I'm going to have to roll with Lomachenko, man. But for me, it's really a toss-up fight.
If he's got me going there for a moment, bro. I thought you were going with Nakatani. All right.
If he's healthy, man, if he's good and healthy and ready to go, I'll take Lomachenko in this fight, in a tough fight. But if it's plus 800, I don't know. I wanted to check the chat and see what Calix said. I know he checked it. If he's plus 800, you best believe I'm going to drop at least $100 on Nakatani to win, because that's a nice return if he pulls it off.
Man, let me tell you something, okay?
Yes, it is. He says he saw it at plus 745, so it dropped a little bit. I looked at it yesterday. I'm definitely dropping money on Nakatani. It's a lock for me now.
Look, check this out, okay? I was looking at the fight and the fighters, and then I heard a voice in my head. It went something like this.
3 little birds sat on my window, and they told me I don't need to worry.
I don't gotta worry, bro. Look, if you and Calix want to give away your money, I know some charities you guys can give money to. You know what I mean? If that's what you want to do, or take out the cash in the ATM, put it in the toilet, and flush it down. If that's what you want to do. I mean, it's up to you. It's your money. You know what I mean? If that's what you want to do, go ahead and do that. But I'm telling you right now, Lomachenko is going to punish the body. He's going to punish the body of Nakatani. That's what he's going to do. He is going to close the distance. He's going to... I like people keep talking about the jab. Oh, Nakatani's jab. Oh, watch out for the jab. Now, look, a jab is no joke. Someone with a good jab is going to give anybody trouble, even if it's in spots, okay? But I believe he will slip through the jab because he's short enough, okay, to bend those knees, bend at the waist, and get under that jab. And once he's on the inside, that jab's going to be null and void, and there's going to be this long torso that he's going to work with. Just like he did in the Luke Campbell fight. He punished him to the body. He made him bend the knee. In England, GFunky. He made him bend the knee. Now, Nakatani's tougher, I believe. No offense to Luke, but I think Nakatani's tougher than him. But that's going to be to his detriment because he's going to have too much of an ego to take a knee. You know what I mean? He's not going to take knees. So he's going to stay standing. He's going to keep getting hit some more. When it gets unleashed. So he's a tough dude. But let me tell you something, man. A nice liver shot, I don't care how tough you are. You will stay down because he's going to make you stay down. He's gonna kill him to the body, bro. And when he's on the inside, I think that he's going to have the advantage. He's going to have a long torso to work with. And I don't think Nakatani's going to know what to do other than try to throw back on the inside where he's going to be out of his element, or try to back up, which will then mean he's backing up, and try to throw punches off his back foot, and they're not going to have that much leverage on it because I don't give a shit what anybody says. Loma's not Verdejo. Loma, you know what I mean? He's just we all know what Verdejo did. Let's put that aside. I'm talking as a fighter. He's just a better fighter than Verdejo. He's not going to knock down Nakatani in the first round, or he's going to wear him down. Like chopping down a big bonsai tree. You know what I mean? That's what he's going to do. Bonsai.
You know what I think could be interesting here, man? And I talked about this in my Teofimo Loma breakdown that I did.
Mm-hmm.
I talked about how Lomachenko is just not the same guy when he's forced to fight going backwards. He's just not. Mm-hmm. When he's forced to be on the back foot, he's nowhere near as effective as he is coming forward, applying that pressure and throwing those shots and getting those angles off. If Nakatani can get that jab pumping and get it working, get it landing, and back Lomachenko up, man, things can get interesting here. There were spots where Linares was able to get him on the back foot. There were spots when Luke Campbell was able to get him on the back foot and have success. Teofimo had him on the back foot 9 rounds of that fight, and we saw what happened there. So I really think that that's something that he should definitely try to do, man. Work behind that jab, get it out there, try to get him going backwards.
Well, look, obviously, I just think he's going to have a hard time doing it because if Loma bends the knees, he bends at the waist, it's going to be hard to land that jab, bro. It just is. So I think that's where he's going to have problems. And a lot of people talk about the Teofimo Lopez fight. That was before he hurt his orbital bone. And he also had an injury in the Teofimo Lopez fight. That's number one. Second, Teofimo Lopez himself, we had his dad, they said he was not himself for that fight. A lot of family issues, drama. He still won, in my opinion, 10 rounds in that fight. It's not like Nakatani was racking up rounds or something. He was giving Teofimo trouble, but that was a Teofimo before he fought Comey. That was a Teofimo before, you know what I mean? That was what was he at the time? Maybe 2021 when he fought Nakatani?
Yeah, maybe 21, late.
So at least experience. There you go. And I do think that Loma closes a lot stronger than people think, right? Just look at his 2 losses. All right. he closed stronger than he started, right? In his first loss with Loma, with Salido. It was only his second pro fight, and he almost had Salido out of there. People forget about that in 12th, right? And then he forced Teofimo to show us, like, and it was a good thing. Like, we saw that there's some grit there in Teofimo, in that 12th round, but he brought that out of him. Like, great fighters do that. Now we already know Nakatani has grit. We already know Nakatani could go baptism by fire. I get it. Baptism by blood. He's a samurai. He's coming. You know what I mean? Like, if he told me he's willing to die, I'd probably believe him. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, he's coming. But here's the thing, man. The beautiful thing about body shots, it's really not your choice when you can't take it to the body anymore. You know what I mean? When your body will shut down on you so quick. And every time I envision this fight, all I see, GFunky, is shots to the body. That's all I see, bro. You know what I mean? Body shot after body shot, hooks, straights, closing the distance, attacking the long torso, right? I see a stoppage. 10th round stoppage. Lomachenko will attack the body. I think he will look phenomenal. I don't think, outside of maybe one round, I don't think Nakatani wins any more than that in this fight. I know that's bold. I know the popular thing to say right now for a lot of people out there is, oh, Nakatani's a beast. Loma can't stop him. Loma's a 126 pounder. No, Loma outgrew 126. Yeah. Right? Loma's a lightweight now. Right? Can he still make 130? Probably. Right? But I like how guys become like the weight class they started at when they lose. You know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden.
Yeah, they're too small now,
And I don't think, and also Nakatani does not have the power like that, like a Teofimo does on both hands. So he's not going to be as conservative early. I think he's going to be putting in that work. 10th round stoppage, GFunky. Yes. You know what I mean?
And you still got a pie bet, right? With Raw Boxing, our brother Raw Boxing, right?
I don't remember if it was this one or Joyce versus Usyk. But if it was this one, it's on then. If I'm sure the video's up there. I forgot which one it was, but I'll do it. Shit.
That's going to be good, man. Somebody's going to get a pie next week. So make sure you guys watch that one.
And we could do it on Monday, uncensored. You know what I mean? Let's get out of the way on Monday.
If we can find the video, you know what I'm saying, we'll go ahead and do that.
Right. Yeah, because we talked about two fights, this one, and we talked about Usyk Joyce. So, but nonetheless, all right. I want to thank everyone who tuned in. 63rd edition next week, same time. Tell everybody about the show tomorrow, GFunky, before we close out.
That's right. Next tomorrow, I almost said the next episode, but it's tomorrow, actually. Uncensored, same time, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on my channel, GFunky Boxing, here on YouTube. I will have the crew from Women Crushing It Wednesdays. Christine Lopez and the rest of her crew will be here with us. And a special guest will have a local fighter from my area who won the nationals in her division. She'll be joining that group as well. I'm working on another guest. I haven't got confirmation yet. As soon as I do, I'll definitely announce it, but I don't want to say the guy's going to come on and he doesn't show up. I just don't want to be that guy that does that. So, it should be a good show. The last show on Wednesday night, we'll be moving it to Mondays. I had to move some things around due to my work schedule. And, we'll still be taking calls every now and then. We'll still be allowing you guys to come on and talk with us, whether you agree, disagree, whether you want to have a debate, whatnot. It's all good. That's why we have Uncensored. So make sure you guys are there tomorrow. And I thank all you guys for, always showing up and showing support to HCP. Let's go, baby.
That's right. Now, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, while I dim the lights, but that's what I will do here, right? So let me go ahead and dim everything out here. There we go. We got to say goodbye. Goodbyes are always hard. GFunky, like they just are, Chavez Jr. disgraced his disgrace. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, as I dim the lights here, you know what I mean? It's got to be done, guys. You know, GFunky, any words for our friend Chavez Jr. as anything left that he had in him as far as relevant died on Saturday? Any words?
I just want to say this. Look, man, you made a lot of money. You gained a lot of fans off of your dad's success, off of your dad's legacy. But it's been time for you to hang it up and end your career. This was just the icing on the cake for someone like me who's been telling boxing fans for 8 years now that this kid is just not that good. He doesn't have what it takes to be a world champion. He doesn't have the testicular fortitude to even train for a guy who's a damn MMA fighter. You know, this guy is a joke, man, and his entire boxing career is a joke. And now it's time to give our last farewell to a one Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in his boxing career.
This is the end of the road. You know, but I'll say this. You know, it's a shame. You know, I think the soul of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. left him. I think when he lost that night to Canelo, I think whatever was left him. You know, we got some flashes for 1 or 2 rounds against Jacobs, and then once he started getting hit back, all of a sudden he quit. Quit against a nobody in the last fight before this one, and then Anderson Silva shows up actually in shape, even though he's older, but he took it serious and it showed. Gassed out after 4 rounds. I don't even know what to say. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be the last time we're going to be saying our goodbyes. We will no longer be mentioning Chavez Jr. on this show. This is the end of the road. We'll no longer be mentioning him. You know, here's what I'll say. I'll never forget this. He was asked about Canelo when they were both on the come up. And he was so arrogant, you know, and he looks at the interviewer and he says, Saul who? ¿Quién es él? Who's that? What do you mean, who's that? You knew who Canelo was. And Canelo responded to that. He said, I'll give him this. He's more popular than me right now, but what I have, I earned. He inherited what he had. He inherited that name. I don't have anything. I just have me and my hard work. And everyone will see when it's all said and done who will be a bigger name in boxing. And I think Canelo won the war. He won it years ago, but this confirmed it. Last night was a celebration for Canelo. Silva was wearing no boxing, no life boxing gloves when he beat you. And then Canelo signed him for Silva. And then he greeted him, and Silva was like, oh, happy because Canelo said hi to him. Chavez Jr. It should have ended, by the way, when Sergio was giving him that boxing lesson. And then he landed that shot, and all of a sudden it just like, oh, but what if? What if? What if? This dude's whole career is what if. Like, oh, D-style, but his potential. Potential. How about potentially being more of a fuck up? How about that? Chavez Jr. was told by his father to retire on Sunday, on Father's Day. Ladies and gentlemen, his father told him to retire on Father's Day. And he greeted and hugged Canelo like Canelo was his own son. Those are my last words to Chavez.
I got to do this, man. Since this is the end of the road for Chavez Jr., we got to send him off the proper way, man. Here we go. I don't want to get a copyright, but you guys get the picture, man. Let's let him rest in peace. All right.
Rest in peace. Shout out to everybody. This is D-Style Boxing. Keep it boxing. We're out.